Well, in the hospital, she was not even 24 hours old. They did a hearing screen. They said she didn't pass it.
They told me that he didn't pass his newborn hearing screen and that the pediatrician would come in and speak with me about that.
I was a teenage mom. Right after my son was born, they told me that he failed the screening.
I was shocked. I was very shocked. Both of our families are, none of them are hearing loss family.
There's nothing in our genetics.
We have no family history. Everything was very new to us.
And I was a little taken aback because I didn't like that my baby had failed something. And he wasn't even trying. I mean, if he tried, he probably wouldn't have failed.
You want to believe that nothing is wrong with your son.
I just didn't believe it for some reason. I mean, he seemed to be responding to me in every way a baby would.
I was scared to know that he might not hear. At the same time, I needed to help him.
We were worried, being slightly older and having kids, we were worried about Downs and things like that. Didn't even cross our mind about hearing loss.
Hearing loss is not a unique thing, even though for us it was unique.
I didn't know anything about hearing loss until both my children were diagnosed at birth, even though there's no history of hearing loss in our family. I found out that the first 6 months is a period of rapid brain development, and it's a time that you can never go back and get again. And if your child doesn't have access during that time, they miss so much that can end up causing speech delay and other issues.
They could have delayed language, they could have no language.
Communication is so important for a little baby.
Communication, that connection that it gives you father and son and father, that it goes back and forth, that's really crucial and important.
I think it's very important for me that I found out sooner rather than, keep thinking that she would be okay.
The 1-3-6 rule is you want to have your baby screened by 1 month of age. You want to follow up and have a diagnosis by 3 months of age and be enrolled in an intervention program by 6 months of age.
I don't think I would have caught it, actually. I think that because he can hear out of one ear, he still responded to our voices.
All our kids were taking speech, but we thought it was just a speech issue and not knowing that it was actually a hearing loss issue.
We might have thought that he had autism or some sort of learning disabilities. He could have slid through his early years without us knowing.
It could have caused him lacking in school and getting no confidence.
One of the mistakes that I did is get to the denial, ignoring what really happened to my son, and that delayed the process for my son.
We didn't take the back seat. We didn't, just take this information and kind of said, okay, you know what, we'll figure it out when the time comes.
He's too young, he cannot speak for himself. He was only 3 days old when he got his newborn screening test. He doesn't have a voice yet, and I had to be that voice.
We have to educate as a Latinas, as a Latinos, we have to educate ourselves, get the tools that we need.
It's that initial persistence that actually has helped us today.
For me, in my head, I thought, okay, get over yourself. This is your newborn baby that may need hearing aids. Go do it.
Look for other answers and not accept the possibility that maybe it's fluid on the ear or equipment failing, because there's such a gap in the opportunity to really make a difference for the baby, for their development, for their speech, for learning to communicate.
You need to do this for your child, because if not, you're not living up to your potential. You're not living up to your responsibilities.
For all grandparents, I would strongly recommend that your children follow through on all the recommendations.
You want to keep up on it and see if there's any change.
The pass the first time is not a pass for life. Ford didn't pass his hearing test at birth. He had a mild moderate hearing loss, and now he has moderate severe hearing loss.
On the pamphlet, they gave me a number, and I called immediately in the hospital just to make an appointment for a follow-up.
The referral system that some of the hospitals have allows you to interact directly with other families who have gone through what we were eventually going to go through. So that was definitely something that helped us.
Within a rather short period of time, we had someone there talking to us, letting us know what's available.
The sooner you start, the farther they get. It's the early intervention mantra.
It's very important that you start services as soon as they're offered to you. You might not be ready, but your child definitely is ready.
If you are a home birthing, you're going to want to make sure to find the places in your community that are offering these screenings.
It's hard when you're scared and you're not sure about your baby passing the screening, but it's not necessarily bad news and not the end of the world.
There were people whose entire careers, their lives, kind of revolved around making this work. So there was hope.
I told her, don't worry about it, that we're here. We're going to give her as much support as possible. We love the baby no matter what.
Obviously, we'd love them either way, and you roll with it, and you go with whatever comes.
I was scared, but then I decided to go to the follow-up, and they told me that he was fine.
She's doing awesome. I'm so proud of her.
Very quickly, we found out that nothing had changed, that our hopes and our dreams are possible just like any other family.
It is a lot of work, but it's worth it.
I could realize that my son is going to have a normal life because my son is fine.
It's important to know that you're going to be okay. No matter what the tests say, you and your baby are going to be okay.